Ladies and gentlemen, the engagement of Prince William to Kate Middleton has produced more than the usual excitement associated with celebrity nuptials. There's the reflection on our own personal experience and on the way things are more generally. That's always prompted by publicly celebrated rites of passage. There's the natural interest in what happens to someone who's been in the public eye since birth. In this case, though, as well as being a kind of modern morality play, there's the further sense that the monarchy itself is evolving and renewing, not as other institutions might, through legislation, vote or upheaval, but through something as natural and as fitting as the marriage of an appealing man to an attractive woman. For most Australians, the predominant reaction seems to have been pleasure at a young couple's happiness, mixed perhaps with the hope that William's marriage might be less troubled than that of his parents. The Daily Telegraph's 10-page royal wedding special last weekend reflected great warmth towards the couple, as well as concern about the pressures that they would inevitably face. For some Australians, though, the reaction has been more complicated. The editorial of the Sydney Morning Herald, for instance, was worried that the celebrations for William and Kate might be a distraction from the need for a republic. The subtext of much commentary has been bewilderment at the monarchy's continued hold over the public's imagination and annoyance at the way a wedding can trump argument. Its authors have usually managed to sound resentful and superior at the same time. On display was the perennial gap between the mainstream and a commentariat that can't quite get an institution with its roots in an earlier time and a different way of thinking. There are good arguments for the monarchy, but they're often beside the point. The wellsprings of its appeal are instinctual as well as rational, more akin to loyalty to a team, solidarity within a family, or faith in a church than they are to support for a policy. Deep down, they are the heart's reasons that reason doesn't know. The inevitable counterpoint to public interest in wedding planning, the day itself and in the family to come, will be a sour chorus of intellectual protest. Republicans have a tendency to focus on form over substance. They are unlikely to be argued into thinking that the monarchy is not discriminatory because, in a sense, it is. They might, though, come to understand that such an objection is a trivial one because the prohibition on marrying a Catholic, for instance, would instantly be changed if it ever needed to be. Beyond the opinion page quarrels, this latest royal wedding is likely again to demonstrate people's response to ritual and tradition and their tendency to delight in princes and princesses. If Republicans could bring themselves to suspend hostilities, they might come to appreciate that what they currently find inexplicable or even offensive is not so for others, and perhaps need not always be for them either. The Spectator's Rod Liddell has just confessed that he had actually grown to like the royals because they, and I quote, annoy so many awful people. and because without them, quote, we would have some over-promoted, time-serving, humourless bore as president. What he now feared, though, was that the wedding might make him a Republican again because there would be months of vapid, pointless stuff before musing that maybe this bad mood will pass. 30 years ago, I recall joking with friends about women's magazines' over-the-top royal enthusiasms, the crochet your own Queen Mother headlines, without ever wanting people to lose their capacity for enchantment. The point, which earnest commentary usually misses, is that the monarchy engages our feelings. A living monarchy need not be an artefact of one place and time that can strike surprising chords in unlikely people.